Well, good morning to you. Saturday, 5th of December, bright and early in the morning. Yeah, getting the place nice and warm before I contemplate taking all my clothes off and having a shower. It's alright, I'm not going to show you that. Oh, well, what is it? It's just gone 6 o'clock in the morning. That's a wonderful time to be up and alive. What are we doing today? Lots of things, but we're going to start with just a few little thoughts on the subject of giving being better than receiving. One of the things that I was taught, this is a bit of an answer. No, it's not an answer. A little bit, having watched an R. Peak video talking about how to be happy this Christmas and perhaps thinking about giving. The flip side of giving is to make people happy, sometimes you have to receive. And last week I was given some things. Look at this. A lady whose family keep telling her she needs to go through all the stuff she's got and start getting rid of it. I think they would prefer she gets rid of it while she's still alive than they have to. I keep saying in 20 years' time. She's only 78, so I think she's got another good 20 years in her. But she found, amongst all of the things in her collected stuff, this little booklet. And she rather thought that I might find this useful at some stage in the future. Now, the date in there is the 10th of April, 59. And this is a sort of owner's manual for a Massey Harris, Massey Ferguson 820 diesel tractor. And I did say, well, yeah, wouldn't it be lovely if I had a tractor to go with it? I've got a feeling that sooner or later that may happen. Whether it's a Massey Harris 820D or not, that's another thing. But yeah, useful stuff. Talking about graissage et remplissage. I wonder what that means. I'm going to have to get Google Translate up for this. I think we can work out that that's every 80 hours and every 100 hours and every 300 hours and so on and so forth. Lubrifiant recommandé. I wonder what oils we recommend for the motor in winter. BP Energol, diesel 5210W. I wonder if I suppose they still make all of these types of lubricants. But we've got different lubricants for winter and summer. Very nice of her. I shall work my way through this. If nothing else, it will teach me one or two words that don't come up in everyday conversation. She gave me something else as well. Actually, she gives me quite a few things. She gave me a great big pile of firewood, which was good. And let's pop that to one side. The other thing she gave me was this book. Now, oh, nothing on those pages. And she felt a need to say to me, it's a Protestant Bible. They sort of say things like that here. Well, it's a translation by Louis II, who was a Swiss theologian, translator, and yes, arguably it is a Protestant Bible. Arguably it isn't. A Bible is a Bible is a Bible. But of course the joy for me is it's in French, and that will be of great use to me. It's got all the books that you would expect to find in it. You know, Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. Bless this bed that I lay on. L'Évangile selon Luc. Yeah. I felt a need to have a look to see how well I would get on with it. And I turned to one of my favourites. Where are we? St. Paul's letters to the Corinthians. There we go. Quand je parlerai les langues des hommes et des anges, si je n'ai pas la charité, je suis un airain qui résonnait ou un cymbale qui retentit. Oui. La charité est patiente, elle est pleine de boue. La charité n'est point envieuse, la charité ne se vend point. I need glasses for this, really. But there we are, the Bible in French. Now, I have been asked about progress. Progress. Progress is a funny sort of thing, isn't it? You know, 1 step forward, 73 steps back and all that. What have we done? I've got a large amount of concrete down in the floor, which I'm pleased about. It's got a membrane under it. It's not finished. It's got to have, if you like, a top dressing, but it's serviceable, and I have been putting the car away at night. The other thing I've been doing is converting stuff that was left here into firewood. And I've been moving things about. Some of the stuff that I want to convert into firewood, well, you sort of put it there and cut a bit off and cut another bit off. Some of it breaks down a lot quicker. But, you know, I'm growing a pile of things that, you know how you look at things and you don't want to throw them away, although in truth I don't know what I want them for. These are hinges from shutters. Now, the shutters had been left here. They were very good shutters, except they don't fit anything. You know, shutters are made for a particular job, and if they're not doing that job, they're just in the way. So I've been breaking those down for firewood, and it leaves me with these wonderful shutters, shutter hinges. I don't know, I suspect one day they will come in useful for something, but I'm growing a pile of those. Yep, lawnmower is currently buried. It won't be wanted until March next year, so you know it's got things stacked on it out of the way. I showed you that in progress. Sort of pleased with that. I'll be more pleased when I've sort of made more sense and finished getting rid of all of those tiles. A lot of them went into the concrete. Yeah, but I do want to try and clear that space there, get rid of all of those tiles, because that is going to be a very important part of workshop space. Saw table has been earning its keep. It's made an awful lot of sawdust and firewood. Now, progress in the house. Haha! Well, this is sort of what progress looks like. Yeah, you're wondering what that is now, aren't you? Okay. Oh dear, it's not light enough in here to take film. Video, you know what I mean. Right, this is a wall. Haha, it's a thick wall. Oh dear, it really isn't light enough, is it? And come on, focus. Let's clean my lens. That's better. Right, yeah, this is a wall and this is a doorway. You've seen this doorway before, and this is a door frame. And I was sort of looking at this and I thought, do you know, that's not a moulding. And the reason it wasn't a moulding was because it was an electric wire that had been glued and plastered and painted. So what I thought was a moulding was actually an electric cable. Now that troubled me a bit, so I sort of twiddled with it and I eased it off, and then I discovered that yeah, it ran all the way up this frame, and as I eased it off, a great big chunk of plaster came off with it. Dearie me, the lens is struggling. I think we're misting up. There, yeah, so a great big chunk of plaster came off. So I've already put a bit of patch in there. I've got to finish that. And it was actually not one wire, it was two wires running up here. One supplies the electric light in the shower room, the other supplies sparks to one plug socket. And you sort of think, right, what do I do? Well, what I've been doing is I've been cleaning this up, and this is fun, cleaning up plaster and glue. I don't know what sort of glue they use, but it was one of those sort of rubbery glues that has taken an awful lot of pulling off. And yeah, that's the sort of progress we're making. We are making progress. I'll show you on the other side. Let's stand up, see if I can stand up. If we look up here, you see up here we have a similar problem. An electric wire over the top of a wooden conduit which carries juice for all of the lighting in the next part of the building. It's wiring that strangely had passed its inspection. I don't know how, because it's actually horrible. Let me show you a bit of that. If we come down here, we can, oh dear, misty lens. There we are. Yeah, we can see these are wooden conduits. Lighting circuit, so it's only got two wires in it, with a fuse, an inline fuse, and it's horrible, and it's all got to come out, and it's all got to be replaced with something a little bit better. But it's this slow process with everything we're trying to get done. Progress is happening. But it does seem at the moment like, yeah, one step forward, 7, 8, 12 steps backwards.